Hey, it's Kelly G, your Radiance Coach. So let's talk about some unhelpful patterns we may have in our thinking. In the realm of counseling or psychology, these are sometimes referred to as cognitive distortions or unhelpful thinking patterns, thinking errors. One of those unhelpful thinking patterns is jumping to conclusions, and this can show up in our thinking in two ways, and we may not even realize that we're doing it. The first is mind reading. This is when we make assumptions based on what we think someone else is thinking about us, about a situation, whatever it is. So here's an example. I text or call a friend, I get no return message, I get no return call, and my mind starts creating stories about why I am not getting communication back. So I may start to assume, I know she's mad at me. I cannot believe she is mad over that one little thing. I mean, time has gone by. Shouldn't she be over that? How petty. And so I make this assumption that I know what she is thinking. Then I act as if that assumption were true. And this is never helpful. I may speak to somebody else and start spreading the story that I believe is true. I can't believe she is mad at me. Can you believe she's mad at me over this thing? And then I typically have to go back and unwind and make up for the actions that I took based on that assumption. So mind reading isn't helpful. We want to ask questions. We want to gather more information rather than assume we know what someone else is thinking. The other type of jumping to conclusions is called fortune telling. And this is where we assume we know the outcome of something before it happens. We know how it's going to go. And how can we know that? It's never helpful for us to jump to conclusions in this way. So this may be, oh, I just know it's going to be terrible. I can't believe I even committed to doing this. Why did I say yes? It's going to be awful. I really don't want to do it. And so we're putting ourselves in a state of suffering, assuming we know what the outcome is going to be. So I encourage you to watch for these thinking patterns in your mind. If you start to see one of these, just note, point it out to yourself. It may have been an undercover pattern that you haven't noticed up to this point, but now that you've heard of it, you may start to see it. And the first step is always just to shine a light on it. There's no major action to take, do this instead of that, change this thought to that. Start with just pointing it out to yourself. Many times when we shine a light on it, the mind loses its appeal and the whole pattern may shift. All right, good luck. Let me know how it goes.